Make your speakers bang.
Welcome to the show. What's up? Hey, John Sanders here. On this Thursday, we do not have workouts today, but we will eventually, starting in August. We'll have them every single night. But for this week and for the summer, we're only going to have them on certain days. So get used to that, but then get unused to that because we will be going hardcore right after that. All right, I'm going to start real quick with a did you know? All right, did you know that these are the highlights for the weekend? I mean, these were the highlights. Just watch them real quick, and I want to show you something.
Here are your top plays from Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. That means only Mavericks and Timberwolves are invited. Number 5, a couple of Mavericks get involved. Luka Doncic sets up Derrick Jones Jr., and he shifts into airplane mode.
So we got a dunk right there, right? We have some other stuff too, like when you just look at the highlights. Here's one from Kyrie, falling off balance, getting fouled. I mean, it's a pretty nice shot, nice N1, okay? And just watch the rest of them because, again, did you know? All right, so we're going to keep going. This one, I believe, is a dime by Luka, but then a nice block by Nasrid. All right, that's a great block. Should be a top 5 play. I got to give it to him too, okay? But number 2, this is where it gets interesting, okay? Watch. It's going to be probably a high-flying dunk, which is nice. All right, alley-oop dunk thrown by Kyrie, too. I believe, is that Gafford? All right, then the number one play is this play, a tip dunk by Cat. All right, so out of all of these, did you know that they completely just looked over an amazing play by Kyrie Irving? Did you know that? Because this play happened in the same game, and this is easily the play of the day right here. I mean, it was like the play of like the last 3 weeks or so or more, because if you know basketball, you know how hard this play is.
Yeah, they call Kai. Nifty finish.
Oh, wait. Hold up. That he's done it before. Wait a minute. So this is Kyrie doing that during the game.
Nifty finish
against the Utah Jazz. All right. But if you go to, let me see, where's G Sports channel here? Oh man, I thought that I pulled it up. Where's G Sports channel? Channels. G Sports channel. Let's go with the Kyrie. I can't believe that I lost this. No. All right. I have it on my phone, but I gotta show you. So that little hook shot layup that he does, it's not normal. It's not normal at all. What's up, Mello? All right. And I would love for someone to show me like regular players doing this layup. Kyrie's layup package is severely underrated. All right. Now I'm gonna try to find it real quick. I got it on my phone, but I don't know if you can see it. I mean, where is this thing? Kyrie's layups are unreal right here. Here we go. All right, so I'm gonna try to just send it to myself and then see if I can get it that way. How about that? I'll just straight up email it to myself. And if you guys have ever done email, you guys know that it's not a particularly fast process, but it takes about 5 seconds or so to email. But I'm going to show you this layup in a second. All right, but yes, shooting a layup is not a bad thing. The art of the layup, it's missed on so many like kids and players throughout America. You guys should work on your layup package. All right, you guys should work on your layup package to make yourself a better basketball player. Period. Okay, so here's that layup. Like I told you, it's the same layup as the other one was, but it's in the last game. Here you go. Goes up with one, switches, hook shots over someone's hand. All right, do you know how hard this is? All right, he switched hands in the air, did the splits, threw it like this. You can only get that way for practice. When I ask you guys to shoot layups where it's like over both shoulders, some of you guys are hesitant to do it because you might miss it in practice. But you want to miss it in practice, work hard at it, keep going at it until you can get good enough to make it in practice, and then you can make it in games, and then hopefully one day you can do it off of a very, very speedy layup, going toward the basket, off the wrong leg, doing the splits, going like this, and throwing a hook shot up while you're running. This should have been the play of the day. All right, did you know that Kyrie gets overlooked for his layup package? Even though everyone says he has the best layups ever, but like seriously, this guy can finish with like he can finish better than anyone ever alive. And I would say if you want to practice that stuff like this, it starts with actual practice. Starts by doing it in practice the correct way over both shoulders. That's an unblockable shot. It's an unblockable shot. All right. Now on to the show. We got our quote of the day. Our quote of the day today is, "If you can't run, crawl." All right. It comes from a Martin Luther King quote that actually goes on. It goes, if you can't fly, run. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. If you can't crawl, something like that. All right, but basically means you just want to keep moving. You want to keep moving no matter what. All right, I've been doing this show since the pandemic, so that's like been like 3 or 4 years, and I just haven't stopped. All right, my audience hasn't grown to 1 million people, but and my program hasn't grown to like $1 zillion making thing, but I just keep going. All right, and I feel like there's nothing else better to do but to just keep trying my hardest, and I believe that you guys should do the same thing. All right, if you can't run, just crawl. If you can't do it perfectly, just do whatever you can do day by day to get better and better and better. What's up, Teo? All right, Sam blocked my hook shot. Well, okay, he's like twice your size, okay? All right, that's a little excessive, but no, keep going, keep figuring it out, keep shooting it. All right, you will get better at it. I've seen some players, namely Sophia, who's a really small girl, going against my ex-stepdaughter Samantha, who's very, very tall, and she was blocking her shot, and then she played her one-on-one over and over and over again. Then like 2 months later, she played her one-on-one, and she just learned how to shoot differently. Started shooting it up higher and things like that. And then she just blitzed Samantha one-on-one. So that's how you get better. Just figure it out. Figure it out and keep going. So if you can't run, crawl, as the quote of the day. Now, as for our, that was a highlight session that I just showed you, but this is the highlight of the day. And I hate when balls get stuck. And the rim, I got to jump up there and get it. But when they get stuck like above the backboard, then you got to get like a broom to get it out. But what do you do if the ball gets stuck at the roof? What do you do then? This guy climbed up there. I do not recommend doing this. Please don't do this. Please do not do this. And he can't drop. So what does he do? Well, he gets back down the same way he got up. He had to know that there was a chance that he was filming his death. I mean, he put the camera there, right? And he's like, no, let me go get the ball. So this is how he got up there, obviously. Oh, no, someone else is filming. Maybe the person can just catch it or something. Oh, my God. Oh! Okay, that is not worth it. That ball is just a lost ball, if that's me. That ball is just that ball is just done. He gets the highlight for the day. Congratulations, idiots. But yeah, dude, that's a bit much to get a basketball stuck in the rim. So don't do that. Don't be an idiot and just kick the ball to there. But then don't be a bigger one by going to go and try to go get it. But hopefully this guy's like a professional rock climber, maybe. I don't know, man. He could at least like strapped in or something like that. I don't know. People are idiots, seriously. Anyways, highlight of the day. What we're doing for the workouts. All right, there you go. So much drama in the LBC. All right, so we would be doing open gym today, 3-on-2, 2-on-1 fast break, 2-on-2 lateral, 5-on-5 cut through. I can't wait to get to those situational things again, but especially the open gym and playing. We do need to play a lot, and this will help in that. All right, so look for Thursdays to be our open gym day, and then we have practice right afterwards with star passing, post catch, quick finish, 3-on-3 defensive positioning, press break, reverse, repeat. Then 49 seconds down by 3 with free throws, and then bigs versus guards. When we're doing 3-on-3 defensive positioning, make sure you guys do that during the actual games. You want to be in perfect position, even if you don't think that it makes sense. I actually feel you guys on this one, because when I'm in perfect position during basketball games, no one scores. It actually gets very, very boring. No one can drive. And I'm just like in perfect position, waiting. And I'm getting tired being in perfect position, and no one drives. But then as soon as I get out of perfect position, then they score. So it's kind of annoying, and I feel you. But just know that you want them to not score. You want it to be boring. So be in help side. Jump off to deny. Rotate over to cover down. Rotate over to take a charge. Be in the perfect positions, and 3-on-3 defensive positioning is a great way to start this. All right, but just focus on it mentally the entire game, and know that it's going to be hella boring because they won't be able to score because you're going to be everywhere. You're going to be everywhere. All right, and speaking of everywhere, there's a conspiracy theory out there that refs cheat and that refs suck, but sometimes it looks like this, where this guy, Tyrese Halliburton, is going for a layup, and this guy is going to foul him. But if you look at it, this referee and the referee running, they just don't see it. Watch.
It looked like maybe there was some arm here. We get the benefit of the second look. That's absolutely a foul.
No foul was
there was
called.
Some arm here.
But if you look at the referee, he's literally behind Jaylen Brown's body, and behind Halliburton as he twists. The other ref on this really fast break with superhumans running fast is dead behind Halliburton diagonally way back there. And I'm guessing that the third ref is probably behind half court, behind this big fella, number 40. Who is that? Whoever that is. Okay? So none of them can see this right here. All right? At the time of this foul, you can only call what you can see. So you assume Halliburton got fouled because the ball didn't go up, but you didn't see it. The referee could run a lot faster, but he can't run as fast as these guys. So how if one ref's being blocked by this guy, the other ref's being blocked by this player, the last ref's being blocked by this player, how can he see that? And you as players need to realize sometimes the refs can't see it. That's one thing that you should realize. Second thing that you should realize is you can create these moments. Now, I'm not saying that you should just cheat, but I totally do this. If I see that, especially with like bad referees, if I see that the referee doesn't have an angle, I will brace for impact sometimes, but I will also kind of like throw the ball up there and kind of scream. Because some people do call it without seeing it, and then you have the opposite effect. So what do you think that the referee should do here? Should they just call the foul when his arms go like this and he airballs a layup and assume he got fouled? Well, that's what the refs do for me, and it's not a foul. I do it because I see that the refs can't see through someone, and I do that. So if you are the defender, I'm not saying that you should take the chance in that because that's kind of hard to see, but on rebounds, you can. On rebounds, you can slightly like hold people. You can look to see where the referees are, especially if there's only two referees like you guys will probably have until college. All right, if there's two referees, you can take advantage of the angles. All right, and if the angle's being covered and no one can see you, that's a free zone to kind of foul, but also to kind of manipulate the defense too by, you know, you can hit them in your own way and things like that. But know that refs do sometimes just make up calls that they don't see, so it doesn't always work. But this conspiracy it's fake. All right? Refs aren't just going to be making up calls, so to speak. But if they don't see something, bad refs will call it. Good refs go, I didn't see it, therefore it's not a foul. So what you need to do is just calm down your behavior and assume that the refs didn't see it, or you should also notice all the different angles that aren't being occupied by their vision. All right, so if you're at just a bad angle, you gotta be forgiving and don't pop off because then the referee's gonna hate you basically. All right, so that's the conspiracy theory that isn't really conspiracy theory. So stop saying that it's a conspiracy theory, but let's see your homework. All right, homework right here. We got somebody that was thinking about being in our program called me up or wrote me and they were like, my kid wants to be great and I just want to make sure that your program has enough people because I don't think that it does, enough people to push him, so we'll keep looking. All right, because they said that his current team isn't pushing him enough, that has mostly kids that don't want to push themselves. And I just was honest when I responded to his parents and I was like, no, we don't have a ton of kids like that. We have about 3 to 5 players like that. But any team that you're going to be on won't have a ton of players like that. And I say, if your kid's really about it, we need him in our program and have him do the whole thing. Let's see if he can do the whole thing. Because I like calling people out, all right? Because most players, they want other players to push them. And that would be nice if you're on a team with 11 players pushing you. That would be fantastic. But what about the 11 players? Are you a person that pushes other people? Are you? And if you are, again, we want you in the program. But if you are that person, you would be doing those things regardless. Now that she says that, no, he does work out a lot on his own. Well, I said to have him post some homework, which he has not done, ever. I said, show us. Why would you want to do all that work and not show anybody? Are you embarrassed of it? Why aren't you doing it? Especially if you want to be the type of person that needs other people to inspire you. How about you inspire others as well? So I said that we have the 5 perfect weeks coming up, and I believe that Noah's going to start it next week, and I would love for this kid to come out there and try it with them. To which I haven't really heard a response quite yet, but we'll see if he accepts it. But most people just like to talk. I'm not trying to talk crap about anyone. I'm just talking crap about everyone. All right. Most people just like to talk and just go, "Oh yeah, I'm the hardest worker in the world, and I just don't want to show you." And I'm never and when you tell me to do something, I'm gonna do something else because I want to do what I want to do. Therefore, you're never gonna see it. But I'm the hardest worker ever. And your program sucks. Your program is stupid because there's not enough work for me because you want me. It's the stupidest thing ever. It makes no sense, that argument. And you want to complain all the time about like wanting more when we offer so much. And I think people are just bluffing. But you can't bluff me. I will always give people a chance because when it comes down to it, people like Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, they went with no one. Most people who are great go with no one. That's why it's called being great. If you went with someone and everyone was doing it, well, then you would be normal. All right, and you're looking to be great. You have to do more work, so it's going to be a lonely road. I am looking to fix this with my team personalities and getting a whole bunch of kids in there, and that is my overall goal, to fix it. But who's to say that I do? Who's to say that we ever get a whole bunch of people? It may always just be you, just like every other great person has had to endure throughout the history of the planet. So get used to that, and if I can fix it, it'll be super easy, of course. If everyone's doing it but you, yeah. And it's just like that story where you want to be on the best team in America, and if you were on that team, you would work so hard. But you would be the worst player on that team, probably, I'm guessing. Because every other player on that team, that's the best in the country, if they weren't on that team, and they were the only player like themselves on some other team, they would have still worked hard. And that's what they did to make it to that team in the first place. All right? They weren't on that team from day one. They worked really hard by themselves to make it to that team. You are the opposite. They worked hard to get on that team. You say, I won't work hard until I get on that team. That's why you won't make it on that team. All right, so that's the conundrum that people have to figure out, but hopefully we can solve it so that everyone can do it. But if we don't, make sure that you're still doing your thing out there. All right, let's move on to our trivia question today. The trivia question today is, who was Robert Horry's fellow future NBA star teammate in college? I asked this one last week. No one answered it. We'll answer it again this week. Who was Robert Horry's fellow future NBA star teammate in college? Who was this guy? I don't believe anyone answered it, but, Teo's leading the way with 4. Kieran has 2. Carmelo has 2. And Yusuf has 1. Whoever wins by the end of the month gets a $50 coin. Good luck to everyone out there. And hey, this kind of goes to our point too, where Robert Horry, he had another NBA player on his team. That's fantastic, but how often does that happen? It doesn't happen that often. All right, so they were lucky, and everyone hopes to be lucky, but sometimes you aren't lucky. Sometimes you have to do it alone. So unlike Robert Horry, you're gonna have to go at it alone if you are that great person. But if you aren't working hard, then you just aren't that great person. If you're like, oh, I'll become great if I ever have some help, well then you're gonna be waiting forever unless you just get entirely lucky. But it's probably not gonna happen. Anyways, that's the answer right there. The answer is Latrell Sprewell. Latrell choked his coach Sprewell. All right, that is the answer, and great job to Teo. Interesting trivia question, an extra trivia anecdote about Latrell Sprewell. He did choke his coach. Okay, he choked his coach, PJ Carlesimo, when he was with with the Golden State Warriors. There you go. And the funny part is he did it. Not the funny part, but he did it during practice. That team. You answered the question before? Oh, man, I thought that we didn't answer it. Okay, sorry about that. My bad. But, Latrell Sprewell, he and the team were practicing where they always practice, which was at my former college. At St. Mary's, California, is where the Golden State Warriors used to have practice. But it wasn't in the main gym, because the main gym didn't exist back then. It was in the former gym. So whenever we went in that gym, we would tell people, this is the spot where Latrell Sprewell choked his coach because his coach was yelling at him and berating him, and he was so mad at it, he just choked him. It was crazy. But yes, I'm sorry that I asked the same question twice. My bad. I'm so sorry. I would change it for next week. But yes, all right. Let's get to the next thing, which is the story of the day. Watch it. In school, both test prep and learning the actual material are needed to succeed. In basketball, team practice and developing skill are the same. Both are needed, but the collection of knowledge and skill must precede their application. So don't spend all your time learning plays as a young player that has yet to reach their peak skill-wise. All right, so the difference between test prep, like preparing for a test, and actual work in class. It's an enormous difference. We all understand it. We all see it. But look, imagine that. What do you do for a test prep? You go, all right, test prep means sharpen your pencil. Test prep means get enough sleep. Test prep means eat a big breakfast. Test prep is like, when you have a multiple choice question and you don't know the answer, you try to take away two that you know aren't the answer, and then you guess. Okay, all this stuff is essential to do well for a test, absolutely. But it's not as essential as the 3 months of learning that you did every single day. So in basketball sense, the 3 months of learning before you start doing test prep, that's the skill work that we do on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. The test prep, the week before the test, like making sure that your I's are dotted and your T's are crossed, that's team practice. All right? The workouts show you how to dribble, show you how to shoot. And you can do that whether you're in the right spots or not. But it's hard, but it's made easier with team practice, because team practices tell you where to stand, how to cut. But if you can't score, it doesn't matter what plays they have for you, you're gonna suck anyways. They might make you moderately better, but if you need one or the other, you need the skill. And I tell you this because we're gonna start adding our practices back. And when we do, we have to do a really funny thing, all right? We don't need everyone to come to the skill workouts because it's gonna get packed. There's not enough skill workouts available, and for like time, we're gonna have to pack it. And then the team practices, well, you can't do that with a lot of people. You got to do it with a smaller team. So we're gonna do it with our like elite team. And when we do with our elite team, when we have the team practices, if you missed a day of shooting or a day of dribbling and come on the next day, that's okay. If you miss a day of practice, well, now you don't know the plays, and we have to back up for you, and that sucks. And we have to start all over again. So team practices, we're gonna have to make them mandatory. Where if you don't come to the team practice, we won't let you play for that weekend, or you'll play significantly less, or maybe you won't start. Because if we do let you start and you miss the team practices, now other people won't be there for the team practice. And no matter how good you are, if your teammates aren't doing the same thing on the court as you, it's gonna really frustrate you. So at the end, you're like, I don't care if you can make a shot, can you just stand in the right spot? So it's this big, huge, complex thing where we're not gonna force you to come to the workouts, but we're gonna force you to come to the team practices. But the workouts are what make you better, while the team practices just make our team better. And if the team gets better, you get more confidence to want to get better. But if all you do is win games, you're never gonna go to workouts, so then you won't really start winning. And what's on top of all that is, if we go Monday, Wednesday, Friday skill workouts, Tuesday, Thursday team practices, that's 5 days a week. A lot of people aren't willing to do all that. So in the end, just like in the beginning, it's whoever shows up the most wins. And you got to make sure that you're not just doing the team practices, which are totally easier. Let's just get that straight. You're not moving as much. You're just slightly sweating. It's the easier of the two. Also, team practices, they get you better for this weekend. You get to see the results right away. Whereas individual workouts, they get you better 2 years from now. It takes a long time to be able to shoot that Kyrie layup. It takes a long time to be able to dribble through the traffic. It takes a long time to be able to shoot a shot correctly. It takes a day to be able to like cut back door when I say to cut back door, or when this guy catches and looks at you. All right, so don't get fooled by the momentary pleasures, by the instant gratification. You wanna look ahead to see what's down the line as the bigger option. So if you must miss, I guess you just missed the team practices. I'm going to make everyone do the workouts. Only some people are allowed to do team practice, so we'll make the elite team special in that regard. That's also a part of it, but make sure that you don't fall for those tricks. Make sure that you keep coming to as many workouts as possible, because those matter. And yeah, come to the team practices too, so you can learn where to stand too. Yes, but just don't fall for it. If all you do is test prep and you don't go to school, you will lose. The last thing that we're talking about is how to be bold, and should we be bold? So we got this guy right here, Kyrie Irving, laughing at Anthony Edwards, kinda.
You got blown up.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
I don't want a record made after me.
it's Ernie, Shaq,
Diss track on the way.
Sorry,
I don't want to
Shaq.
be part of a diss record. I'm sorry. My bad.
Hey, Kyrie, you at home minding your
See you later.
business the other night.
What about it?
You with your beautiful family just
So Kyrie Irving was told. Anthony Edwards said, "I got Kyrie." And that's a very bold statement to make, because Kyrie Irving is one of the best players of all time. Should you do that? Should you call out some of the best players of all time? Or should you just let the sleeping dog lie? Because when Anthony Edwards did it, he said, "Yo, I got Kyrie." And then Kyrie laughed. He's like, "Oh my God, really?" So he tried so much harder, and he kicked the crap out of Anthony Edwards. There's a chance that if he didn't say that Anthony Edwards or that Kyrie wouldn't have tried as hard, maybe. So I think that it's like this. If there's a player out there, I think you want to respect your opponents all the time. But if there's a player out there who is extraordinary, maybe just be nice to him. Because I've done this to people before. When they've made me upset, I would just go at them. And it's like they wake me up. All right, you don't want to poke the bear, right? But, I mean, sometimes trash talk does work in your favor, like what he did to Jamal Murray last time. But Jamal Murray ain't Kyrie. I think Kyrie is one of the best offensive players of all time. I think you should just be quiet when it comes to Kyrie. And even Kyrie said back to Ant, he goes, that's why we love Ant. He's very, very bold. He never said an insult to him. He wasn't like, "Oh, I got him." You got to watch your mouth with some of these guys, because they are spurred along just by your trash talk. And when someone talks about you, how about you get them? But of course, to get them, you got to prepare. You got to always prepare. So yeah, don't talk trash to certain people. I'll tell you who they are. It's this guy, Kyrie Irving. It's Kevin Durant. Is that it? Oh, and Steph Curry. And maybe LeBron's kind of old. You can start talking about him, but maybe not even LeBron. All right, there's 4 guys. Giannis, you can talk a little trash to Giannis. But yeah, so watch what you say. Watch what you say, or Kyrie's going to come and get you. Don't forget that the quote of the day, you guys, is if you can't run, crawl. All right, I'll see you guys later. Keep working out there. Make sure that we keep posting the homework, all right, so we can all get better and all go toward this higher level. All right, talk to y'all later, man. Peace out.
Let him cook now. Let him cook. I said let him cook.